who can tell me what this is? That is a gas station. You see the open bottles of gasoline and the pop things? There's the gas pump attendant with his no shirt on. And he's very happy to fill up your motorcycle or your Toyota Land Cruiser with open bottles of gasoline while he's smoking a big cigarette. People appear to us in certain ways, and it's tempting to think that we know better than them. And one day we went to this gas station, filled our Land Cruiser up, and we were traveling to a neighboring province, to a town called Battambang, where they had a phone. And there was me and another MSF doc and some Cambodian nurses with us, two of them, and two Dutch journalists who were kind of visiting and covering the story, and they were fresh off the plane from Europe. And we were driving across the country, and we came upon something you see quite a bit. There was a bridge that was out. There was enormous flooding there, and it was one of these flatbed trucks that had tried to cross a rickety bridge, and it fell in through the bamboo bridge and was stuck in the mud. It was one of these flat trucks with a whole bunch of stones on it, so it was very heavy, stones for building a fence. And you can just see how wet it gets over there. And so immediately when I saw this, the bridge was out, we couldn't go anywhere, it was all water. I just turned to my Cambodian friends and said, what should we do? And they said, just wait, we just have to be patient. I go, okay. And the Dutch journalist said, what did you say? I said, well, the bridge is out, there's nothing to do, we're just going to wait and be patient, and that's how we'll see if we can figure something out eventually here. They were on European time and they wanted something done. They had to file their stories, and they said, we got to do something. I go, what are we going to do? The Cambodians are going to try to do something about it, and so we just have to be patient. They go, oh my goodness, okay. Then they're going to do something about it, they said. So they went up to this truck and they saw the flatbed and they started taking the stones off. And their idea was, of course, if you take all the stones off, you make the truck lighter and then you can push it out of the way. Now it's very hot in Cambodia, right? And so they started doing this and they said, come on and help. And I go, our nurses are saying there's no point, so we're just going to wait and somebody will come and help us, I'm sure. It always works out. And they said, oh my goodness, you are lazy Cambodian doctors and lazy Cambodian nurses, and these MSF doctors don't know what they're doing, so we'll do it ourselves. And so they spent about an hour taking all the stones off this truck to make it lighter. And when it came to a moment of pushing the truck, of course, it was stuck in the mud. It wasn't going to budge. And then we hear this noise. What had happened was one of the nurses had told somebody nearby to tell somebody else who went off on a motorcycle to go fetch a big Cambodian crane truck thing that came along lumbering up the road. And it just reached in, picked that truck out of the way, moved it there, slammed down a couple of boards, and the bridge was open. But because we were lazy MSF doctors and lazy Cambodian nurses, we sat back again and watched those Dutch journalists put every single one of the stones back on that flatbed truck. This is about respecting others. It's about respecting local knowledge, because ultimately, no matter what you're doing, right, the people you're working with, the local people on the front line of whatever job it is, in my case, patients sometimes, and locals in Cambodia, in your case, clients, they know best. And so I've learned early on to listen very carefully to people and to learn from them.